Hello everybody, this is game number 3 between PvEsports and Dark Hour. PvEsports won game number 1 with some amazing Dreadnought play. Dark Hour won game number 2 with their standard 3 bio, 2 assault comp. And now we're headed here into game number 3 on Shantytown. This is a match from the Vex Game of Legends tournament. Sorry I missed the daily on Friday. I actually got sick. You might have heard it in the daily on Thursday because that's when I started noticing. But either way, we are back, and this game is immediately getting started. PvEsports running a recon today, and they're going to have this huge fight immediately. Over here, T2 goes down immediately to a nice focus fire from PvEsports, which means Dark Hour is down 1. Vanto goes down. It looks like this could be turning into a wipe. Your Dad taking a lot of damage. Looks like he's still alive though. Stoilish being focus fired. Now Famine and Warped are all that's left. Warped gonna try to revive Stoilish with Triage, but he gets executed. Warped taking a lot of damage, getting chased by A-Stars. Warped goes down. T2 and Vantar meanwhile back in the fight already. So this push is going to end for PvEsports, but cementing a nice 4-0 lead right at the beginning of the game. Some amazing focus fire coming out from PvEsports. Meanwhile, your Dark Hour trying to make a position. They seem not really to be in that nice of a position right now. They're pushed extremely far forward, and PvEsports has the momentum here. Actually, already a lot of damage going down on T2. T2 is almost dead, but gets the health pack off screen. T2 now actually getting killed after all, found by Your Dad. Your Dad gonna Thunderdome and execute. Warp now taking a lot of damage, being chased by Fumes. Let's follow that. Fumes chasing Warp, decides to back off, instead heals Your Dad because Your Dad's been low this entire time. The entirety of Dark Hour now moving in. Triage going off on A-Stars. PvEsports getting those executes off a little bit better than Dark Hour, but Dark Hour just continuing this push relentlessly. Double damage on Tilter. Tilter gets focused down by Biotex immediately, just as he should be. Famine in the midst of it all. A pillar going down. Dark Hour getting that pillar off. Your Dad is now dead, meaning the Dreadnought is gone. The two Biotechs are completely isolated because A-Stars needs health. And they're going to fall back here. Is Dark Hour going to capitalize? They are chasing. But it does look like PvEsports should be responding about now. Yes, they are responding. So this push is going to end fairly quickly. Dark Hour is going to have to either be ready for a full 5v5 or it's going to have to get out. Stoilish getting focus fired by Your Dad. But Your Dad getting focus fired himself does the absorption bomb to alleviate some of that damage and give his Biotex time to heal him. Pops the Thunderdome immediately after. It doesn't look like PvEsports has any heals to give him though. But he's going to get the health pack and run. Meanwhile, because like I said, those heals are gone. A-Stars is going down. Stoilish now chasing down Your Dad. Your Dad goes down. It looks like the superior biotech count on Dark Hour is giving them a huge advantage in this game so far. It does look like, yeah, Fume's getting isolated and picked off, and Dark Hour have gotten some of this momentum back that PvEsports had at the start of the match. PvEsports is running 2 biotechs to Dark Hour's 3, meaning that in these long brawls, I mean this has been going on since essentially the start of the match, Dark Hour really abusing the fact that they have 50% more healing than PvEsports has, and therefore 50% more staying power and sustain. But now the fight's calmed down a little bit, which means PvEsports recon might come into play a little bit more. Tilter on recon here, looking at some shots off, sees Warp but doesn't go for him for some reason. I guess he's looking to get a pick on an assault. Doesn't actually manage to get the shot off. Dark Hour now slowly closing in on PvEsports. They don't want to stay in this poke situation for too long because PvEsports does have the recon. And the full engagement is beginning here now. Fumes immediately getting focus fired. T2 is extremely low, getting focus fired by A-Stars and Your Dad. Your Dad forced to go into defensive mode. The heal's going out on T2, but T2 gets shot down by Tilter. Those heals not helping a lot against recon headshots. Now A-Stars and Stoilish in a duel over here. A-Stars forced to flee. Stoilish going to chase. And Dark Hour just having a lot of momentum here. They're focus firing well, but we can see those recons making all the, those biotechs making all the difference in these fights. Stoilish getting focused down by biotechs. Vanto and Famine out here kind of isolated. Managed to group back up with the team a little bit. Heals just bouncing around on both sides. T2 getting focused down over here. Warped now trying to get away. Being chased by Fumes and Your Dad, but Vanto's coming in, so they're going to be able to heal each other. And Famine is actually following the 3 biotechs coming into play here once again. Vanto gets healed, but I'm not sure if they even have enough heals off to actually heal him in this case, and Vanto is going to go down because they are out of heals to give him. But he's immediately going to get triaged by Warped, but the execute shot from Tilter goes off and gets Warped as well. This is not going to be well for Dark Hour, but they have focused down Fumes. A-Star's now being focused. A-Star's going down to Stoilish. Your Dad forced to pull back a little bit, but it looks like Dark Hour is going to go after the Recon instead. So Tilter taking a lot of damage. A-Star's still low, unable to help in this fight, meaning the Biotechs are in front, and Dark Hours just continue this monstrous push forward. They just simply have more health. The Biotech now being a combat class, meaning they can fight just as well as any other class, but they can heal as well. T2 did get shot by the Recon though, I believe, or just got focused down. But Dark Hour's just going to continue this relentless push. Warp goes down. We can expect a triage to come out here any moment, I would suspect. Never mind, they're actually going to just push instead. Oh, Warp got executed. My bad on that. Alondar goes down. Fume's getting focused down. There's no biotechs left for PvEsports. Vanto's down, but that's not going to matter. Tilter might be able to do something with the double damage, but he's going to take 1.5 damage as well. But it looks like Dark Hour lost a little bit of steam here, and A-Stars does manage to shoot Stoilish. Famine going for the executes instead of helping out the team, making a big difference in that fight. The double damage has worn off, but we're back in a little bit of a poke situation. That's going to benefit PvEsports because they do have the Recon. It's now 16-13 in PvEsports favor. This is an insanely close match. T2 trying to get the missile shot off on Tilter, barely misses. And yeah, we're just back to a little bit of poke here. Now, it looks like T2 is going to push forward and try to go in and try to make something happen here. Is actually going to fall back. Stoilish now, the man in the front, goes in, Afterburner's out, gets healed up, so he's going to be okay. But the entirety rest of Dark Hour takes his opportunity to jump and gets Your Dad down. Alondar going for the triage, and Your Dad gets the triage off, but Your Dad takes a lot of damage immediately. And the Dark Hour ball is just pushing forward. Warped goes down. Revive going off on Warped. Pillar down for the heals immediately after the revive. Dark Hour is still completely up, but Alondar is down. A-Stars is getting focused by the biotechs, and this is going to be a roll for Dark Hour. Fumes goes down in the meanwhile. All that's left is Tilter, and he's going to get Afterburnered immediately, and he's going to go down as well. And now the three biotechs, Dark Hour is just going to immediately heal back up all the way to full health, and this is going to be like this entire engagement never happens, which means Dark Hour essentially gets 5 points for free. They're not even going to be low for the next fight. They're completely ready to go once again. Alondar stuck in this awkward position down here right now. Isn't being seen by the enemy, but can't leave because they are all around him. Yeah, Famine literally right above him, and they don't know he's here. That puts PvEsports in an awkward spot because they only have 4 people. Tilter now actually switching to Assault. Let's follow that. It does look like they decided the Recon was not working for them, and it's true that Dark Hour was just using very aggressive play to take care of that Recon. They are going to take out T2 with the Assault Rifle. T2 had the double damage, so he was taking a lot of damage as well, but Fumes and A-Stars already going down in this fight. Your Dad taking a lot of damage right in front of Tilter. Pops the Thunderdome, which Tilter tries to use to get a nice kill off here. But he actually gets focused the moment the Thunderdome goes down, and Stoilish is going to immediately get healed, and this is going to go in favor of Dark Hour one more time. PvEsports now trying to regroup. Dark Hour is less than a single wipe away from actually winning this game, and that's the danger zone. That's where you can't lose fights anymore, because fights do tend to be at least most wipes. Fumes is actually down here, and Fumes is about to bleed out. A-Stars has bled out already, so this is going to be 23-17. PvEsports has to pull off 2 perfect engagements here. They can't lose more than 2 players for the entire rest of this game, and that's nearly impossible to do, especially when you have focus fire as good as Dark Hour's in this game so far. Dark Hour really showing their A-game in this fight. PvEsports going to try and form up and push out on the high side. That probably is the best approach because the assaults will rain down death otherwise, but they're going to rain down death either way. PvEsports no longer has its Recon advantage, but they do now have 3 combat classes to Dark Hour's 2. But Dark Hour's shown that their biotechs can fight just as well as any other class in this game. A little bit of poke going down. Biotech's going to blow some cooldowns to heal. This isn't that significant, except in the sense that biotechs are going to be losing cooldowns here. Stoilish actually has some double damage though, so he's going to be looking to make something happen. Get some hits off. He actually hits Your Dad. That's going to take out a huge chunk of health. Going to Afterburner up, immediately focuses down Your Dad. Tilter is being focused down too, but Tilter gets the clutch shockwave off on Stoilish, meaning that Stoilish is going to be down, but that's all the kills they needed, and it's going to be GG for Dark Hour, and Dark Hour is going to win this set. So actually an amazing action-packed match there. Not a lot I feel I should say strategy-wise. Both teams obviously played incredibly well. Dark Hour had some insane focus fire going down and really handled that recon well. Shantytown tends to be very strong for recons, but Dark Hour was so aggressive that Tilter didn't really have the opportunity to make use of that as much as he would have liked to. At the end, we kind of saw that PvEsports recognized that wasn't working, switched their Tilter over to an Assault, but that really wasn't enough, especially because I feel like the real key here was the biotechs. This was, by competitive standards, a game that wasn't that long, and a game that had fighting nearly the entire time. And the biotechs are so important for that, because Dark Hour was just able to absorb more damage. Even if PvEsports dealt damage more, Dark Hour was just able to heal better, because they had the extra biotech, that's 50% more heals, and that kind of gave them the sustain they needed to win this game. So, GG.